My dear students, welcome and good morning to all students. I hope you are safe and having good time with your family. Here I am Rakesh. Today I will start part B of economics, that is Indian economic development, written by T.R. Jain and V.K. Ori. Hoping you will follow to understand the topic honestly. Today I will start first chapter of the said book, that is Indian economy on the eve of independence. Dear students, before we come to know the structure of Indian economy at the time of independence, it becomes essential to understand the meaning of an economy. Let us take example. An economy consists of all production units or institutions such as farms, factories, workshops, mines, shops, railways, roadways, waterways, hospitals, schools, colleges, universities, offices, banks, etc., which provide employment to its people on one hand and produce a variety of goods and services required by them regularly. In other words, the definition of in other words, economy is the aggregate of economic activities of the country within which various types of goods and services are produced, distributed, and consumed, just as we did in macroeconomics phases: consumption, production, and distribution. Dear students, the Indian economy went through many changes during the British rule. The British rule turned our economy into a colonial economy. Now, question arises: what is a colonial? It is an economy which is made to serve the interest of its rulers, is called colonial economy, as Britisher did over here. These are feeder economy names of this type of economy. These are feeder economy, semi-feudal economy, stagnant economy, underdeveloped economy, depleted economy, dependent economy, disintegrated economy. These economies are backward economies. Main causes of backward economies are, I will explain now, or various causes of colonial exploitation. Now I will explain the features of Indian economy on the eve of independence. Indian economy had the following features. These are as: number one, stagnant economy, backward economy, agricultural backwardness, industrial backwardness, rampant poverty, heavy dependence on once again I will repeat, Indian economy had the following features. These are as: stagnant economy, backward economy, agriculture backwardness, industrial backwardness, rampant poverty, heavy dependence on imports, semi-feudal economy, or we can also say mixed economy. At present, India is adopting this system, colonial economy. So now I will explain agriculture sector on the eve of independence. So agriculture sector revealed the following features. There are some features. Number one, low production and productivity. Production refers to total output and productivity refers to output per hectare of land. There is a difference between production and productivity. Production, simply total output. Productivity, output per hectare of land. Then high degree of uncertainty. It is totally dependent on rainfall. It means good rainfall implied good output and poor rainfall implied poor output. Number two, dominance of subsistence farming. Subsistence farming means crops are produced for the needs of family only. Next, gulf between owner of the soil and tiller of the soil, the gap. Owner of the land is not providing appropriate labor to the tiller, and in turn tiller is not doing his work honestly, so productivity is low. Then next point is small and fragmented holdings. Land revenue system under the British Raj, it set up triangular relationship among the government. Triangular relationship means these are as: number one, Jimidars were recognized as permanent owners of the soil. Number two, Jamidars were to pay fixed sum to government. Number three, Jamidars were free to extract as much from the tillers of the soil as they can. Next, forced commercialization of agriculture. Farmers forced to commercial crops and money will be given in advance. These crops are used as a raw material for the British textile industries. Therefore, farmer need cash to buy grain from the market. Now, I will explain the other part, industrial sector on the eve of independence. It is in a very bad condition. It implies systematic deindustrialization. It implied two things. Britisher played a policy, the policy decay of traditional handicraft industry because of discriminatory policy. Slowly industry should be closed. Number two, bleak growth of modern industry because of lack of investment opportunities. Now I will explain decay of handicrafts. Following points may be noted in this regard. Number one, tariff policy. It is discriminatory policy was pursued. It allowed tariff-free export of raw material from India. Number two, tariff-free import of British industrial products into India. Heavy duty imposed on the export of Indian handicraft product, which reduced competition in the international market. Now, finished goods were sold by the Britishers at higher rates, so they exploit Indian handicraft market. Number two, disappearance of princely courts. Number three, competition from machine-made product, new pattern of demand and introduction of a railway. So under the British Raj, modern industry saw only a bleak growth, minor growth. It was only in second half of the 19th century that the modern industry showed its emergency. It has the following points. Some industrialists were established by the private entrepreneur. These are TISCO. TISCO means Tata Iron and Steel Company, sugar companies, cement industries, paper industries, etc. Number 2, the state participation was limited because lack of capital. State was confined to strategic areas such as railways, communication, etc. Because government do not have money to start all the industries. Number 3, there were no capital goods industries like machines. So these are the problem. So hence industrial sector revealed 4 core features. Number 1, handicraft industry was systematically destroyed because of discriminatory tariff policy. Number 2, modern industry showed a bleak expansion. It is restricted to railways. Number 3, capital goods industry was notional. Number 4, there were no dynamic change. This shows backwardness of the Indian economy. So now students, I will explain about foreign trade under the British rule. State of foreign trade at the independence can be explained as: number 1, our position is that we are the net exporter of primary products and importer of finished goods. This is bad. Number 2, monopoly control of India's foreign trade by the British government. Number 3, surplus trade but benefit to the Britishers. This surplus of primary product shows economic backwardness of India. Trade surplus was not used for the growth and development of the country. It was used for administrative expenses and expenses of wars. It led to huge drain of wealth from India. This shows backwardness of the Indian economy, so poverty and backwardness were increased. Now students, the question arises about demographic profile and demographic transition at the time of independence. So first of all, I will explain demographic profile during British rule had the following parameters. Number 1, birth rate and death rate, which is quite high, both are high, that is 48% and 40% respectively. It shows poverty in India. Number 2, infant mortality rate. It was about 218 per thousand, which is quite high. Now it is 32 per thousand. Now next point, life expectancy. It was 32 years, not at present 69.4 years. It was at that time 32 years, or at present it is 69.4 years. It implies lack of health facility at the time of independence. Now literacy rate. Literacy rate was 16% and female literacy was 7%. It shows gender bias and backwardness of the Indian economy. Now I will explain demographic transitions. Following are some notable points in this regard. Number 1, 1921 year is regarded as a year of Great Divide. Prior to 1921, population was never consistent. It means increasing in one census and decreasing in other census. So after 1921, population of India recorded a consistent rise. 1951 onwards, rise in population became explosive. This leads to excessive burden on investment, so growth remained low. 8.2 backwardness and stagnation. This is bad for the development of the economy. Now, what type of occupational structure we had at the time of independence? It refers to distribution of working population across primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector of the economy. In primary sector, 72.7% and in secondary sector 10.1%. On the other hand, in tertiary sector 17.2% people are involved. This shows economy at the time of independence was lopsided and backward. Economy is good economy where more and more people are working in secondary sector. Now students, you should know the infrastructure on the eve of independence. It refers to economic change and social change. Economic change, first of all, we should understand the meaning of economic change. Economic change means like means of transport, communication, trade and commerce. On the other hand, social change like education, health facilities or health and housing facilities, which serves as a foundation for growth and development. So first of all, we should understand the meaning of growth. Growth means development of earning source and development means to live better and better. So hence briefly I can say there were some modest change in the economy, but motive was not the growth and development of the Indian economy by the Britishers. So Indian economy remained backward. Now dear students, the question arises, was there any positive impact of the British rule in India? Answer is clear. Certainly not. Whatever Britisher did, they did for the benefit of the British government. However, there were some positive side effects. These are as what we learned from them. Number 1, commercial outlook of the farmers. Number 2, new opportunity of employment. Number 3, control of famines. Here, listen carefully the meaning of famines. It refers to severe shortage of food resulting in violent hunger and starvation. From 1760 to 1943, India was hit by terrible famine on a regular basis. Next, we learned monetary system of exchange. Next, efficient system of administration. We learned good administration, postage and telegraphs, introduction of railway in India. So these are the some of the things that we learned from Britishers. So dear students, this is the end of first chapter in part B of economics, that is Indian economic development. So please all the students do hard work, because this is the time to complete all these things. If you have any problem, you can contact me. It is given, my number is given in PDF file, so you can contact. Thank you very much.